Showers will continue to roll through the area as we head through the rest of the evening and into the nighttime period as well. And then another chance, at least some isolated stuff for Sunday. We'll take a closer look at all of it coming up.
A man was arrested in Lexington for promoting prostitution. I was able to speak to one of his neighbors.
Team members with Wolfe County Search and Rescue completed a difficult mission last night, saving a dog that was stranded on a ledge for at least 1 week.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Moody. Kristen Kennedy has the night off. If you're about to head out the door for Commonwealth Stadium, you better take a poncho. UK takes on Missouri tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30, and we could see rain, possibly heavy during that game. We begin with WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell in the First Alert Weather Center.
And it has been heavy for some folks across southeastern Kentucky over the past couple of hours. And that same little batch of rain will continue working its way northwest as opposed to the normal direction out of this, which is west to easterly flow. Today it's dipping in from our southeast. We're tracking some of that rain. The leading edge of the next batch that probably starts to roll into Lexington, which is roughly an hour to 2 hours away, depending on what happens to this leading edge, because some of it has fizzled out. But the bigger, better bulk of the precipitation is still out there south of that. We go out to where some of the heavier rain is located now, Salyersville to Paintsville along the Mountain Parkway. And then watch the flow. All of this coming at us from our southeast. There's an area of low pressure still sitting very close to the coast, and it throws the moisture into Kentucky, and we're going to track that maybe into Lexington here, as I mentioned, and for the folks heading out to the game. Tailgate's been fairly nice for them, but here's the problem. For you folks that are going last minute just to go watch the game, you might have to deal with that rain. We'll take a closer look at all of it and track it hour by hour coming up.
Jim, thank you. For the third straight week, the Cats are a 7:30 kickoff. Tonight, they take on unbeaten Missouri in an SEC showdown at Commonwealth Stadium. WKYT's Lee K. Howard joins us now with a preview in our Big Blue coverage.
Yeah, Sean, Missouri does enter tonight's game unbeaten, but some would say that they haven't really played anyone. 3 non-conference games to begin the year. Now, on the flip side of things, how will Kentucky respond after the loss to Florida? Our Rob Bromley is at the stadium with a preview.
Well, Lee K., the Cats came up short on this field last weekend against Florida. They do not want the same thing to happen here tonight against the Missouri Tigers. This is a big football game for Kentucky. The offense needs to get going. Simply did not get the job done last weekend. Offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson said during the week he knew last weekend it would probably be a low-scoring struggle and a question of whether his unit could capitalize on its chances.
You know, we didn't capitalize on those opportunities. We got it down there a couple times really close, and, you know, a couple of them were bad calls and a couple of them were missed opportunities. You know, I didn't do perfect either, and I never will.
We'll play better. Our players have a good attitude, are working hard, and we're getting better, and we're getting in position to win games. You're not going to do it all the time, although we'll strive to do it, you know. So we're fine. Our psyche's fine. Their confidence is fine, you know, so we'll move on and get ready.
Talk about this being a big football game for the Cats. It's a big football game for Patrick Towles. He needs to come out tonight and show what he can do against a tough Missouri defense. Coming up shortly in sports, we'll talk about the Wildcat defense, which turned in an outstanding effort last weekend. For now, Lee K., that's it from here at Commonwealth Stadium. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. We'll talk about that Kentucky defense and how they'll handle Missouri's quarterback, Matty Mock. That's coming up a little bit later in sports.
Okay, thank you. Turning to other news now, people living in a Lexington neighborhood say they're safer tonight after police arrested one of their neighbors. There have been 2 robberies and a shooting recently at the home on Warfield Place. Now police say the homeowner was also running a prostitution ring out of his house. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain has more on the arrest in this Crime Tracker report.
Charles Lucas was arrested in his home yesterday here on Warfield Place. I spoke to neighbors and they say they are not surprised at all by the news.
This is a dead-end street. There are days where there will actually be hundreds of cars going up and down the street. You know, people in and out of the house all the time. They're sitting on the front porch till hours of the morning.
The neighbor did not want his face on camera. He said when he came home yesterday, there was a police standoff at Lucas's home.
Police cars showed up. They knew they were in there. They've got all day. They're not going anywhere. If they have to bust down the door to get them out, they will.
Lucas eventually came out of the home and was arrested. An investigation into Lucas began after Lexington police received complaints that he was permitting and promoting prostitution in his home. During the investigation, 2 armed robberies and a shooting also took place in his home, both involving drugs and prostitution.
We have some good neighbors and some good people that live here, and it's a shame that one person, one house, kind of destroys all that.
Police say 14 suspects were identified for drugs and narcotics throughout the investigation. Investigators also spoke with 5 known prostitutes who said Lucas would take money and drugs from them after he allowed them to use his home for their business purposes. Lucas's neighbor is glad the 66-year-old is behind bars.
I feel better. I mean, I have children, and I don't want, I really don't want them around that.
Investigators say Lucas admitted to all of the crimes. In Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Lucas is set to be arraigned on Monday. The shooting at the home took place last weekend when police say a card game took a violent turn. A man was shot in the leg and robbed. Police arrested Adam Duff for that robbery. You may remember Duff was also charged with arson and attempted murder for a recent fire at a home on Leestown Road. New tonight, a Southern Kentucky man is in jail charged with attempted murder. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says 40-year-old Christopher Robinson went to a home on Tackett Spur Road last night and stabbed a man in the head while he was sleeping. Deputies say they were able to track Robinson by cell phone. He was arrested near the Kroger shopping center in London. Deputies say Robinson is on house arrest and cut off his ankle bracelet before breaking into the home. The victim was taken to a Corbin hospital to be treated for his injuries. For the second weekend in a row, students at Bath County High School are dealing with a tragic crash. 15-year-old Waylon Dougherty, a sophomore, died last night when the car he was riding in collided with a semi-truck on US 60 in Mount Sterling. The driver of that car was taken to UK Hospital. Last weekend, Aaron Williams, another Bath County student, was critically injured in a crash. He remains at UK Hospital. The families of 3 people killed in the crash in Nicholas County last year are keeping their memories alive with the new scholarship fund. Today's Saturday in Carlisle event raised money in honor of Aaron Capps, Whitney Morris, and Kylie Hare. The 3 were killed when a truck crashed in July of last year. People sold T-shirts, candy, and raffle tickets to raise money this morning. Kylie Hare's mother said this event meant a lot to the families.
Makes me feel great. I mean, it just reminds me of how important she was, how special she was, not only to us, but to everyone that knew her, everyone that came in contact with her.
Organizers said that will hold more events to raise money for that fund. A sad update tonight about a Lexington native who was missing in the jungles of South America. Enrique Henry Rodriguez has been found dead after he was missing for more than 3 weeks in Bolivia. His mother says all they know right now is that he suffered some kind of fall. Rodriguez graduated from Henry Clay High School and went on to the University of Kentucky, where his father was a professor. He was working in the jungle as a geophysicist when he got lost. It was a difficult mission, a rescue in the middle of the forest at night in the pouring rain. And as WKYT's Hillary Thornton tells us in a story that's new at 6, the Wolfe County Rescue Squad didn't hesitate, even though the victim wasn't even human.
It was a happy ending to what team members with Wolfe County Search and Rescue say was a very difficult mission, and they're hoping to make it even better by reuniting this dog they saved off of a ledge with his owner. The rescue happened in Muir Valley, a popular area for rock climbing. Team members say for several days climbers had reported hearing barking, but did not realize it was a dog calling out for help.
Another climber saw the same dog and happened to report it to the person who saw the dog last week. So the call came to the search and rescue team to find him.
The hound dog was found just before dusk on Friday. The first ones who found him say he was unable to bark anymore and was trying to drink water off of the leaves.
The pretty reliable reports that he was up there at least a week, and it looked like it from his condition.
The dog trapped about 20 feet below the cliff the team was standing on. However, they say there unfortunately was not any easy access to him.
So we lowered our rescuer down about 15 feet. He had to traverse over to the other side and walk on a dirt 75-degree slope, move over to where the dog's shelf was that he was on.
Once the dog rescuers say he immediately came to them smelling some food they had put in their pockets for him. The lift back up was also difficult. In all, the rescue taking around 2 hours in the pouring rain. But like all of their other missions, even while risking their own safety, whether it is saving someone with 2 legs or in this case 4, there was never any hesitation.
Can't say no to an animal that's stranded. At least I can't. I don't know many people that could.
And if you know who this dog belongs to, you are asked to contact the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team. In Wolfe County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Rescuers say that dog did not have a collar on, but they do believe he is a stray and has a family somewhere. Until they find out who that is, a team member is taking care of that dog. Welcome back. A monkey found in Bath County now has a name. The Primate Rescue Center held a naming contest last week. The organization voted and decided Andy was the perfect fit. Investigators still aren't sure where the monkey came from, but they believe it was used for medical research before someone found it. It was the trip of a lifetime for dozens of Kentucky veterans. More than 70 veterans from World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam boarded an honor flight to Washington, D.C. early this morning. Today they got the chance to see several war memorials and do some sightseeing before heading back home to Kentucky later tonight. That trip is sponsored, so the veterans did not have to pay for the trip. We have a reporter traveling with the group, and we will have a full story coming up later tonight at 11 o'clock.